we're going to talk about dates in Korean. And you wonder, oh, I thought we did dates. We only did month. So today we're going to do the complete dates. So first of all, order of dates in Korean is a bit different than English. So let's say today is April the 10th, 2021. That's how we say, right? So we always say the month and then the day and the year, right? For Korean, we always go by the year first. Okay? So this 년, this means year. And 월, we learned this. 월 is month. And 일 would be day. Okay. And what number system? It's all Chinese, Sino. So it's not too hard. So let's do today's date. So in Korean, it will be 2021, April will be 4, and then the 10th. So 2021. So you gotta go by the 1,000 first, right? So 2 would be 2,000, 1000, right? So 2000, and then 21. 21. 2021년. And then the month 4월, and the day 10일. Okay. So let's do a couple examples. February 14th, 2013. So in Korean, year first. So 2013년. And then month, February is E, right? The second month, 월. And then 14th, 14일. Let's see if you guys remember this one. I'm gonna do October. 29, 1970. So what is, first of all, October? Anyone remember?
She-wolf?
Aha, very good. Yes, instead of a sheep, we modify it to she, right? Good. So 1970. So that would be 천. We don't need to say 일천, okay? We don't have to say 1,000. We just say 천. That's totally fine. So 1970년 1970, and then 년, year. And then October, instead of a sheep, we just say she, modify it. 10월, and then 29th. 29일. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Now, we are going to talk about some particle. This particle is 에서 and 까지, and also 부터 and 까지. So particle 에서 까지, and then particle 부터 까지. So 에서 and 부터 both means from. And then 까지 means up to. 에서까지 we use it for location. Like from home to school. Okay? 부터까지 you can also use it for location. So 에서까지, 부터까지, from home to school. Then home would be 집, right? 집에서 school, 학교까지. 집부터 학교까지, right? So these two you can use it for location. 부터까지 can also be used for time. So now we'll do example. Okay. So let's do the example. From Seoul to Boston. So let's just use a complete sentence. I'm going from Seoul to Boston. So first thing, the verb 가다, right? And present tense, pretty easy. So I'm going from Seoul to Boston. 서울에서 보스턴까지 가요. And of course, same thing, you can say 서울부터 보스턴까지 가요. Okay. Then, if we want to say, I'm studying from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. I'm studying from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Okay, so first thing, time. So we gotta use 부터까지, right? So 6 o'clock, 6시부터 8 o'clock, 8시까지 studying. Present tense, 공부하다. Basic, 공부해. Polite요. 공부해요. 6시부터 8시까지 공부해요. Okay, so let's do some dialogue. If you want to ask by using this particle, how far are you going? Haha. So that means we have to use 어디, where. So literally like where up to will you go, pretty much. By using 가다 future tense. Okay. So the question would be 어디, where, 까지, up to, will you go? 갈 거예요. Up to where will you go? And then if you say I'm gonna go to Seoul, But literally, you can say, I'm going up to Seoul. Then you can just answer. You don't have to say from here to there, just up to Seoul. The answer would be 서울까지 갈 거예요. But if you want to say from LA to Seoul, yeah, you can say LA부터 서울까지 갈 거예요. But the person only asks up to where, right? How far? 어디까지? Then you just say 서울까지 갈 거예요. Okay, the next dialogue. What time are you working until? Question. What time? So we gotta use that how many, right? 몇. And then time, 시. And then up to, until. And then work, right? Which is 일하다. Then the question in Korean, 몇 시까지, up to what time, 일해요? Are you working? And then the person will answer, let's say, I work until 5:30. This one you can use half, right? We learned half. So 5시 반. 반 is half, right? 5:30. 까지 일해요. So I work until 5:30. Alright. So next particle. This particle is by means of. Particle 으로. By means of. Okay, so the usage of this particle, there are two usage. First, so means of transportation, like by bus or by airplane, by taxi, so on and so on. The second usage would be when we mark the method or tool. Like let's say you're writing with a pencil. Okay, so with the pencil will be marked with this particle. Also, if you're asking someone to speak in Korean, so in Korean will be marked with this particle. Okay, so those are the two usage of this 으로, 로 by means of particle. Now, there's one thing you must know, how to use 로 versus 으로. So let's say by airplane. Airplane is 비행기. And since 기 ends in a vowel, you know, I mean, it's not too hard to guess. It will be 로, right? So 비행기로. So by airplane. Here's what's confusing. By subway. So subway in Korean is 지하철. Okay, this is what you need to note. So 지하철 ends in a 리을 consonant. Any nouns that ends in a 리을 final consonant, you will use 로. Okay, so So this again means by subway. So when noun ends in a li을, 받침, final consonant, you will use 로. The third example is just the 받침. Any 받침 except li을. Like truck. 트럭 ends in a 기역. But any noun ends in a 받침, final consonant. Except li을, you will use 으로. Okay? So now let's go over some example. I ate with chopstick. So that was the method or tool, right? So we would need to use 으로, right? Or 로. Chopstick would be 젓가락. So 젓가락. 젓가락 ends in a consonant, not a real consonant. So we just say 으로. 젓가락으로 먹었어요. Please write in Korean. Please write in Korean. So, Korean 한국어. Ends in a vowel, so you say 로. 한국어로 쓰세요. 한국어로 쓰세요. Using honorific. Let's do the transportation. I will go by taxi. Taxi in Korean would be 택시. And ends in a vowel, so 택시로. And then future tense of 가다, 갈 거예요. 택시로 갈 거예요. Okay, so I think that's enough example, right? Not too hard. So that will be it. You guys have fun studying. 안녕!